Hey, hello friend, and welcome back once again to Gary Grigsby's War in the East 2. Let's wrap things up here and ship the game once again back to the AI. I would do some repositioning of my supply dumps, but I can't because I only have 2 AP. I forgot you need actually 5 for that. Yeah, sure, don't worry. Just lose 20 planes flying out to Leningrad. I really don't care about that. Not at all. The big problem there, of course, is that I cannot make the AI stop doing that because I turned on the AI planes. I guess we'll just keep doing that for this LP and I would almost say not worry about it, but it does actually kind of suck. Either way, we still have some ways to go. We still need to capture the Donets Basin for before the onset of the winter storms, and still have to get better defensive positions at Leningrad. We still need to take care of that huge pocket. Capture Kursk, capture Orel, and that's pretty much where I would be somewhat satisfied at 1941. With the emphasis on somewhat. Either way, we'll once again have to probably the Soviets will be attacking all those somewhat weaker units. I had my doubts about putting or splitting units, especially near the Pino region. They might attack pretty heavily there. We'll see how that goes and whether they can actually hold their own. I'm a bit less concerned around Leningrad because the Soviets just generally have slightly less forces there, so it's not that bad. But still. The enemy turns do seem to take longer and longer as well. It's funny because you actually get a lot of points for taking Yaroslavl, Gorky, Kazan, Kubyshev, things like that, whereas it's super unlikely that you'll take it. Basically what you'll have to do is, I feel like you'll just have to give up on getting into the Caucasus if you want to get to Kazan, for example. Say that you have a Moscow first strategy, and you actually take Moscow in 1941, you hold it, and then you might want to push further along towards the Volga in those areas, but and I would say sure. They're okay with losing more planes. If they're using Bomb City Command, then generally I believe they'll lose more. Alright, I can zoom in a little bit. I'll try to find the best zoom position, which is not too close because then I can't see anything. I'm actually quite sure there are also units here, it's just that I currently cannot see them. Reaction attacks as against the Lair Motorized Brigade. Infantry division, they held. Trying to get these guys out. Okay, pushing back small part of the infantry. It's a lot harder on these guys. Probably heavy woods. This is not heavy woods. They're only 3,000 men. As expected, they are attacking here, and they do still have this single rail line, which will then become the double rail line. So as long as they have that, I'm also not surprised that they're still attacking. They got me out of Demyans. That sucks. That really sucks. But again, I had 5,000 men there, and it's across the river. So I'm still probably best off just trying to hold this area, or this side of the river. It's funny that they cannot see that unit. They're just moving around. Doesn't really help. Oh, wow. Really? That is a bit far-fetched. Well, I mean, they cannot break through there. I think. All this teleporting is pretty, pretty lame. That's a load of BS. Alright. Yeah, that's not happening. Not from that side, you don't. It looks like it's holding for now. It would be exceptionally beneficial for me if this would not surrender, or if I would hold this pocket. Because if I do, I can already start clearing out some of the Soviet units in this area, because the pocket is so huge that I really need to start clearing that out. It's also bad for my supplies, etc. to not have it. Oh, it seems like they're just teleporting back my lines here. That's also nice. Always appreciate that. Hope they don't conveniently isolate my units there. That would be hilarious. Ah, they did get through. Ah, what a coincidence. Right next to it too, huh? Well, this is gonna take a long time again. I just... Sometimes I really wish this would hurry up. Man, that is just outright annoying as hell. The fact that they got that single one stupid hex, and then I have to wait for a very long time again. Or at least one more turn, but probably the heavy rains will fall. And then already I'll be in trouble when it comes to taking care of it. It also means that I cannot deal with forces in here, so they'll stick there. Cannot make them surrender or anything else. I have to reinforce that. "5 years later. Supplies have still not been added." I also have to deal with this. I wonder whether when they get something like such an airbase, whether they will get additional movement. I was unable to see it before, but I'll have to take a look. Alright, here we go. again. Yeah, okay, whatever. So they're just teleported in there. Then down there, they did retreat quite a bit. But... yeah. Alright, let's actually take a look down here, because you're no longer isolated. I did select Air Fleet 4 to do naval ops at Sevastopol. Yeah, I did. I still don't quite get why they're not moving forward. I put them on flexible, so they're supposed to do it. Maybe it's because of the supplies? I'm not sure. They are doing naval patrols. So maybe they'll be back to being isolated. Not really sure whether that's going to be the case, but we'll see. Cannot speed up air execution either by pressing spacebar. Some of the stuff, like the rail lights, you can actually speed it up by pressing spacebar, but you can't do that with the air execution, unfortunately. I wonder if whether I put it on message level 1, whether they'll speed it up. No. Alright, never mind that. Okay. There we are. Let's read the events. Naval success in North Africa. Extra Axis forces leads to a success in North Africa. The campaign events are moved back. There are partisans against the Kearney incident. On October 17th, 1941, the American destroyer USS Kearney is torpedoed and damaged by U-568 near Iceland, killing 11 sailors. They are the first American casualties of the war. In October, while the US was still neutral in World War I, the Kearney was docked at Reykjavik, a US-occupied Iceland. A U-boat Wolfpack attacked a nearby convoy and overwhelmed its Canadian escorts. Kearney and 3 other US destroyers were summoned to assist. Immediately upon reaching the action, Kearney dropped depth charges to the U-boats and continued to barrage throughout the night. This action was specifically cited as a provocation in Hitler's declaration of the war on the US 2 months later. At the beginning of the mid-watch on October 17th, a torpedo fired by U-568 struck the Kearney on the starboard side. The forward fire room and engine room were flooded, but power from the aft engine and fire room enabled the destroyer to escape the battle zone and return to Iceland for temporary repairs. 11 men were killed and 22 wounded. The survival of the Kearney led to renewed support to split fire rooms and engine rooms in naval vessels. Note picture, the USS Kearney alongside the USS Manson in the harbor of Reykjavik. Visible as the hole from the torpedo fired from U-568. I don't see any hole. It's hard to see, but okay. Oh, that's interesting. Anyway, let's start up here with the north. So, both of these Palisade divisions can't actually move a whole lot closer. Let's have one of them go here, the other here. You have to stay there. Be ready. I also take a look because some of my forces no longer need to be in the refit status, like these guys. If they're above 15, I will not do that anymore. By the way, I'll take any hex I can get here. Yeah, let's do double. Sweet. And I probably cannot get in there with any of you. Neither with you. Oh. Neither with the motorized. Nor with the Panzer Division. Alright, that kind of sucks. But, oh well. Let's move you here for now. Cannot take any more hexes on this side, but let's still take a look at which should be refitted and which ones shouldn't. So all of these are ready. That's great. You're also ready. I cannot attack this, and I feel like an attack on that would be pretty bad either way. Cannot move any further. Well, I'll move all of these in there. I don't see them launching an attack on these guys either way, so I'll just continue to move up north. Try to get more territory. Refit, refit, refit. No, you're okay. They're at 84. That's good enough for the moment. Alright, so down here, this is 61st, 61st, 206th. Let's move back. There are plenty of units that would benefit from additional forces, so I really want to be using refit sparingly, or at least only on the units where that might be necessary. Let's get you into Viasma, put you under the OKH for this turn. So they're getting out of there. And I wanted to move that motorized unit out as well. And that's the end of the rail support. Alright. Let's actually take a look where... Yeah, I could move it in there, but then they get stuck, so that doesn't work. So they do need to move along the double rail. Alright, but that's less forces that I need to deal with over in the north. Actually... Let's move all of them as one. Is there any reason for me to be on the other side? I really don't think so. Okay. There we have it. That should be a pretty good defensive line. And only... Yeah, this is good. I'm one hex away from that rail line, which is the most important if I want to use it. That's not the case up here, but I need to, you know, get rid of Leningrad for that anyhow. Yeah, I'm not gonna be able to beat them there. That's just not gonna happen. Let's see. This is that motorized corps that was gonna get out. The only thing that they have is that. Let's put you under the OKH for the moment. While you're being transported, and that leaves this motorized corps. With nothing to be assigned. I did say that this and the next turn are going to be somewhat reorganizational turns as well. where I'll just try to fix that kind of stuff as much as possible. And you're also going to be part of OKH. I might actually use this motorized corps, especially because, you know, Hans Reinhardt is a pretty good general. I only have 15 points though, so it's definitely worth checking that kind of stuff as well. Either way, you now actually need to move up, even though I don't have that rail line there working. Bit of an unfortunate business. Same applies for the motorized corps here. Right, that will then I guess allow me still to move these here. Let's see if I have some space. Not in this motorized corps, but I do in the 28th corps. So if I'll put you in there. Oh, I misread it. This is the 38th, not the 28th. Seriously? Well, it kind of still works out. So, there we go. What might also happen is I might actually be able to beat these forces on the next turn. If my units gain a little bit more strength or something. Maybe once the snow starts. It's not really looking like it now, but Okay, so you got retreated. What I'll do is put your refit. Your refit. I don't know why they're at ready. Both of them. Because all of these should be or refit quite desperately. Did I simply forget about them? I don't think I did. No, I don't think I did at all. Alright, but this looks a little bit more solid this way. Refit, refit. Yeah, it's super weird. But they'll all have to move one hex, if I even want to move one part of the Panzer Division out. Seems like they're not too keen on getting in there, which I'm quite happy about. Let's actually work on the rail. Really? Just barely not enough. I'm missing one. Alright, alright. Fine. Okay, you probably cannot rail out. Because you need to move one hex. Yeah. I know it's rather silly, but I actually just want to move them to Vyazma. No. Since these are the first ones to move, let's send them over to the south. Sure. I still have this one working over here. It's funny how both of my rail units just barely don't cut it. That's rather sad. Anyhow, I'll move out this corps. They still have something assigned. Let's put in the OKH. And then actually teleport or rail to the OKH. And this motorized corps cannot fly out, so I'll leave them to it. Need to get rid of these guys, so I'll try and clear them out. Might even have to give up some tanks. Jeez. Okay. That's something. $5,000 is not a lot, but at least it's something. It cost me a turn's repair on that, but it also means that for some of these guys, maybe you're just straight up too weak. I actually have too little infantry in this area, even now. Well, let's move you here first. Get that naval brigade. I need to create more space here also for supplies. Things like that. Okay, well, I guess they are powerful enough to hold out. Okay, that sucks. At any rate, I will also start moving these into smaller pockets now. So that even though I cannot make them surrender yet, these guys at least, starting from the next turn, things will look a bit better. Bye. Alright, they're probably way too far away from any supply lines, but that's not the point. Let's cut them off, get them into a smaller pocket, so they can no longer escape even on the next turn. I do want to move as many units from 6th Army forward as well, and I'll just use these guys to clear them, for example. I don't really see any reason to use 6th Army here. Like, I need 6th Army on that side. That's just kind of the thing. But really? They have a unit right next to it? That's just swell. Alright, you have 609. Let's put you under the 17th. So I can continue moving you over here. Let's move towards Sumi. Guess I couldn't reach it yet. Let's see how far the rail line can go this time. Kharkov is a double rail. Okay, so my supply line now at least gets into Kharkov, which means that 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I could get pretty close with these units. That's not even too bad. You could technically capture Sumi, but I actually feel like I benefit more from, let's see, 13, 10, 7, 4, 1. How about this? 10. Can you move further? 10, 7, 4, 1. I really need these. And to be honest, okay, here we go. That's 1. They can technically still escape this turn. So let's start with a little pocket over here. Cannot attack them. Let's see. It would be greatly appreciated if I can get some form of a solid line as well, so that's why I'm also rather trying to move these guys up. Get out of here. Take Yelnya. Bye. Okay, that hex will fall. It's not an issue. Attacking across these rivers is probably not too useful. Let's see though. 8 only. But they still got a better defense. Let's take that. It's a fairly small puck now. So at least that is good. Right. It's funny how we took this, but it's no use. There's really nothing. It's a bloody shame. Gonna attack there. I'll try to get rid of these guys soon enough. They don't have any supplies there. Another thing over here. Now that I've effectively put up the rail line till that point, I really need to secure this part of the river at the very least. Get out of here. And this will not very likely work, but let's try. We did. Nice. Alright. Now, I would say they're on the wrong side of the river, but the goal is now at least to get this rail moving up till Belgorod. I'm not really sure whether I would be allowed to use it. I could always take one step back and then move up with this rail. I can't get the rail working to Kursk, so it's not as if we can get that going. Let's move down. Try to launch an attack. Here. Seems like that is going to be effective. And they will retreat. Exit. So we've taken the city. Get out of there. And we've taken these last two exits. Nice. Alright, so Zaporozhye is under my control. I took it a bit late, but yeah. That happens. Let's take Mariupol. And it seems like we already got at least a foothold across the river, which I guess I'm happy about. Let's get you across too. As always, I'm doing the easier stuff first, I guess. This guy is that's just taking a bunch of territory. Or, I guess, taking some territory at least. The Romanians always having so much trouble running or getting through enemy territory. Now this Romanian cavalry corps. Let's start taking this. That will give me more hexes. This was basically as much as the Soviets were willing to give me for free this turn. I'll have the Italians hold along the donuts. I might even already allow them to dig in. But we'll see. I'll take Balaklea at the very least. I'm still not 100% convinced as to whether I should try to dig in along the Oskol or whether I should be satisfied with the donuts at this point in time. They'll not likely try to get there again. For now, I think. Yeah, there's no way they're gonna break out a second time. Indeed. Already this is looking quite a bit better, although there are still so many places where the Soviets have a lot of units. It's kinda problematic at that. Either way, I'm gonna wrap things up. I want to thank you all for watching. I hope you enjoyed this video. If you did, please leave a like, comment, or subscribe. A special shout out to my Patreon supporters to make it possible for me to make extra videos as well. Anyway, thanks for watching, take care, see you next time, and bye-bye.